assign the values to our counter, to our prescaler ARR and CCR1, so as to make our generate our PWM signals. So now for that thing, like here I have told you, from timer register to preload register we have written. Now from preload register to shadow register, we have to do one thing. Our update event has to be generated so as to transfer the preload register value to our shadow register. So now what we have to do, there is a procedure. We have to enable the UDIS bit in the CR1 register. Okay, so if we go to the CR1 register, and in this UDIS bit has to be enabled so that no register value is updated. Okay, so this is no register value is going to be updated. Now I have assigned the prescaler value 32. ARR is assigned as 20,000, so it's to generate the corresponding frequency, and this is the 2000 I have generated, right? So it means that 10% of my total frequency duty cycle. So CCR1 on reaching the 2000 value, from 0 to 20,000 our output compare will match and the pin state will change. Then I set the here UDIS so that no update is happened. Then setting this bit to low so that all updates have occurred, that is data is shifted to preload register. And now enabling, now generating the update event. Update event is generated by using the time to event generation register. In this I have enabled the UG, so my update has occurred, and now as update has occurred, so my update flag will be set by the hardware only. So I have to clear that bit so as for proper functioning of my firmware. So I am clearing the UIF flag so that my update event so that my update flag is cleared. Now setting the output mode. Okay, so now let me just show you these things also first. So now if we go to the EGR register, event generation update register, okay, so here update generation, on setting this bit to 1, reinitializes the counter and generates an update of the register. So UG is set, okay, so that it initializes my counter values and generates an update of all the registers. And then clearing in the status register, if you will see, let me just show you, in the this is status register timex underscore SR, okay, and in this UIF update interrupt flag, this bit is set by hardware whenever an update event has occurred. And in which cases our update event is occurred? Update event is occurred whenever our UG bit is set, or a counter timer overflow, underflow, or compare match is happened. Okay, so clearing this bit by software, it is cleared by software. Now setting the output mode of my PWM signal. Now finally configuring that what kind of mode my timer has to be run. So that will be done on the CCM R1 register back again, as CCM R1 is for my configuring my time channel 1 and 2. Okay, and in this the first 8 bits are for channel 1 and the last 8 bits are for my channel 2. So in the channel 1, OC1M 00 frozen, the comparison between counter register and the counter has no effect on the output pins. This is the mode which we are using in the normal mode, in the delay generation. But now we need to set the PWM mode 1 or PWM mode 2. Okay, so that we have to do. So correspondingly I am selected here the PWM mode 2, that is when my channel will be up counting, my timer will be up counting, channel 1 will be set as inactive as long as my compare has not occurred, that is my counter value is less than CCR1, and it will be set to active when it will be when my compare has occurred, that is from 2000 to 20,000 it will be counting, and from 0 to 2000 it will be as set as inactive. Okay, and I have configured the PWM mode 2, that's why I set the bit 6, and then output signal polarity is in the CCER register as I have told you. Okay, so we will go to the CCER register back again. Okay, and yeah, here we will select that when what has to be done to our pin. So as our channel is configured as output, okay, so OC1 is set as active low or active high. So here like in the previous active, so like active is assigned as low or active is assigned as high. So here I have assigned as active low, that is active high. Okay, so set the CC1P as 0 value, so OC1 active high when our compare match will be happening. Okay, sorry, not happening. So let me just tell you this thing a little in a better way. As I have told you here that this thing, the PWM mode 1, PWM mode 2, channel 1 is inactive stage and channel 1 is active stage when compare has occurred. So here inactive, as I have configured my channel polarity as active high. So inactive means active low. So in the when the counter is less than my compare value, that is less than my CCR1, that is less than my 2000 value, it will be set as inactive. Inactive means it will be setting my channel output as low, 0 voltage, and when compare has occurred, then it will be switched to active high, that is it will be set to 5 voltage. Okay, and then in the last just enabling the counter. Okay, so that's it, the code that we have to write for the PWM initialization. Okay, I will also update this code on my GitHub also. Now that's the all the PWM initialization code which we need to write, and now in the main function we'll just call the system clock PWM initialize. And first what we will do, I will just okay, so in the while function, not calling anything, just PWM initialize, and I have set my frequency according to the 20,000 value of ARR, and the CCR1 is set to 2000 duty cycle. Okay, so now let's just project and build the project. Okay, so project is built it. Now we will just upload the code into a microcontroller. So you can see that this LED is not blinking at full brightness because of the camera, you might be seeing it, and the voltage is 0.22 volt only. Now let's say if I upload this, let me just change the duty cycle here. Now from 2000 let it be 10,000. Okay, so now again just build the project. Now again upload the code on the microcontroller, and now you will see that my voltage has increased. Okay, from 0.22 to 1.04. Now if I make this to more, like say 15,000. Okay, let me that my frequency and my LED brightness is also changing. Okay, so if we go into it, so our voltage has increased now also from 1.04 to 1.53, and LED is more brighter than it. If you go into the logic analyzer and see the wave, okay, so you will see here that there will be a time period, frequency, and a duty cycle indicating. Now like the channel 4 I have connected my, so you can see 15.47 milliseconds, and this is the on time and this is the off time, and this is the whole time period is 20.63 milliseconds, and frequency is of 50 hertz. So we have generated a PWM of 50 hertz and of the time period of 20 milliseconds, out of which our duty cycle is about 15.47 on and 5.15 off. Okay, varying frequencies, you need to change this value ARR. For changing the duty cycle, you have to change this CCR1 value in such a way that it should lie between the 0 and the value with the ARR. It should not be greater than 2000, 20,000 or the value which is stored in ARR. Okay, so now just for your sake, what I will do, I have created this few normal algorithm in which my counter, this CCR1 value increases from 1 to 0 to 5000, and then decreases from 5000 to 1 with the delay of 1000. Okay, so let me just build the project again. Now flash the code into our microcontroller. Okay, so now it has been flashed, and now if you see here that our LED is decreasing and increasing brightness, voltage is also increasing, decreasing, as here I have, why it is not going to the value of 2 voltage or 1. Why? Because here I have in the loop used the TL of 5000. If I here put the 20,000 value, okay, here also and here also. So yeah, now you can see that my voltage is increasing from 0 to the value of 2 voltage, and then it is decreasing, and so does my LED brightness. Increases, decreases, and voltage is also. And if you see in the logic analyzer, here you will see the waves of varying frequency, of varying duty cycles. Frequency will be same, but of duty cycle will be varying. As you can see here the duty cycle is more, than here is less, than here is. If you go over here, so see, you can see frequency column is 50 hertz for all the waves. Okay, it's 50 hertz. But my duty cycle is varying. On time, off time is varying depending upon the value of the CCR1 which I have set. Okay, So this is how you can generate the PWM signals on the microcontroller on the STM32F103. Using the same kind of concept also, this PWM waves are generated in STM8S. STM8S registers are very much similar to the STM32 registers. So approximately our code is very much alike. You just have to, if you go to the datasheet of the STM8S and just get a look over their registers, you will totally get the point. Okay, so now using this code, we will be developing many application codes. Like in the upcoming videos, what I will be doing, wait, let me just push it. Okay, I will be controlling this fan using the PWM of this. Okay, and the servo motors also, and many such things. Okay, so till then guys, stay tuned, stay safe, and subscribe to the channel, and do mention down your any views or any queries in the comment section below. See you in the next video.